Hey guys, welcome back to the other side of the coin. As you can see, I've got a notepad here today, so it's going to be a special episode. It is the international week, so it's kind of boring. So I thought, why not let's ask some of the fans out there some of the questions that they want to ask me. So I've got a few questions here ready. So without further ado, let's get them started. First of all, from Nog400, hopefully I've pronounced that right. Who do you think is Chelsea's most important player right now and why? So guys, for me, if I look at the whole lineup, I think at the moment, this is what the question is saying, right now who's the most important player? For me right now, it's got to be Ben Chilwell, undoubtedly. The upgrade that he has provided in the left back position for us is phenomenal. When you think about who we had previously in the likes of Alonso and Emerson, Alonso, as we know, is very, very slow going forward and his recovery pace is really poor going backwards. With Emerson, I suppose he's pretty alright going forward. It's just defensively he has massive lapses. We saw that against, I believe, Spurs with that equaliser. And the one game that we've seen Chilwell play, which was against Crystal Palace, I know he's played other half of games here and there, but that one game against Palace gave me all the sort of hope that this is going to be the biggest upgrade for us moving forward. He scores goals, he assists, he's dynamic in terms of supporting the play up front, and even the build-up at the back and moving backwards is fantastic in defense. So more than anything, I know we've bought some seriously dangerous players up front, and we've fixed up our defense as well. But for me, it's got to be Ben Chilwell, guys. For me, he is probably the biggest upgrade that we can dream of right now. So hopefully I've answered that as adequately as possible for you. Next question, and this is a two-part question. It's coming from MVI. First question that MVI has said that, what do you think about our midfield right now with Barkley and Ruben Loftus-Cheek gone on loan and not being able to secure Rice? Do you think it would come back to bite us in the long run? So that's the first question. Let's try and address that. Look, I probably didn't expect both Ross Barkley and Ruben Loftus-Cheek to go. To be honest, I probably expected Ruben Loftus-Cheek to go and not Ross Barkley. But now that both are gone, I actually thought that was giving us space to get Declan Rice, but we didn't even get Declan Rice at the end of the transfer window. So it kind of makes me think that Frank is deviating away from the attacking 8 and the lone DM. I think he's going to go more towards the double pivot situation. And if that's the case, you really have two midfielders that can really play this in the team at one given time. So we've got midfielders like Kante, Jorginho, Mason Mount. We've also got who else do we have? Jorginho, Kante, Mason Mount, I guess Kai Havertz can fill in midfield as well. Ziyech can fill in as well. Hopefully I'm not missing anyone. I think Kovacic is another midfielder, and we've got Billy Gilmore that can come after the injury as well. So really you've got two positions across these players, and if you take away Kai Havertz and Ziyech as well, you have 4 players that are really playing for 2 spots throughout. So I think I don't think it will burn us. It really depends on how Frank wants to play. Looks like he wants to play the double pivot. I think he's still interested about Declan Rice, so we may pursue that down the track in January. But for the time being, honestly, I don't think we'll get burned. If we can play week in, week out the way we've played against Crystal Palace, and that combination that Kante had with Jorginho, I think we should be alright. So hopefully I've answered that properly for you, Envi, for the first part. Second part, what he had was, do you think our midfield and the depth will be enough to stay in top 4? Now, I pretty much sort of touched on who we have in midfield: Kante, Kovacic, Jorginho, Mason Mount, Billy Gilmore to come. Look, as I said, if it's a double pivot, I think we've got enough depth. But if that double pivot for some reason doesn't work, and we've seen it in previous games, just because it worked for the one game with Crystal Palace doesn't mean that it's going to now work forever. That's the thing, we need consistency. But what history has sort of told us is that pivot generally hasn't worked the way Frank wants to play. It lacks a holding midfielder, because when you look at Kante or Jorginho or even Kovacic, and even Mason Mount, all of these midfielders have a tendency to bomb up. None of them are really traditionally a holding midfielder. So this is something that could probably hurt us, and in terms of depth down the track, this could be a bit of an issue. But if we can somehow manage to, I suppose, find a solution within this and within the whole double pivot situation, then perhaps it could work out. But yeah, this is one place, I suppose, time will tell whether we have enough spot. So hopefully I've answered that for you, Invite. Now, question number 4 from Manhandle, one of my really good mates in social media. His question is, can Chilwell and Reece James, that is, coexist in the same team for long term with the current set of players? So this is a really interesting question. Now, you look at Reece James and you look at Ben Chilwell. Both of them are very attack-minded. Both of them love bombing forward. Defensively, I think both of them can be suspect as well. But here's the thing: I think they can both coexist. You look at some of the top teams around the world. You look at Man City, for instance, in Premier League. Let's look at some of the Premier League teams. Man City used to have once upon a time Kyle Walker and Mendy. Both of them were very enterprising, moving on the sides. You look at Liverpool as well with Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Both of them move bomb up simultaneously at times. So what you need to have is discipline in this sort of situation. You need to have midfielders. So if we play with the double pivot of Kante and Jorginho, I suppose they have to be aware when both bomb up. And at the same time, if Chilwell bombs up, probably Reece James needs to be aware that he can't simultaneously bomb up unless, I suppose one of the midfielders is dropping deep, or both of the midfielders is dropping deep. Essentially what you want to have if both are bombing up is that there's at least four players sort of minding the back line at one time. You don't want to sort of leave it for 3 players to do that job, because you could end up having a situation in a counter, for example, a 3-on-3. Against Palace, we saw that when Chilwell was bombing up on the left, most times we had 3 sort of securing. Sometimes even Azpilicueta didn't bomb up. The Aspi, Thiago Silva, Zuma, and even sort of Kante or Jorginho would stay deep. Most times it was probably Jorginho. So it created a nice balance of that 4. So I think that's the concept that we need to be aware. I think they can definitely coexist, but both of them have to realize that, if one goes up, the other stays back, and if both go up, then the midfielders need to sort of stick by together. So hopefully, Manhandle, I'll answer that question for you. Next question is from Ouroboros Nagyok. I hope I pronounced that properly. He's another one of my subscribers who regularly interacts with me. His question, and this will be the final question. There are plenty of other questions, but we'll catch them in the next episode. But this particular question, we'll try and address this. It's about looking forward to this January and next summer. Who are some of the players that you think the club are or should be interested in? And what positions in particular? Rice doesn't count, so we can't talk about Declan Rice. So his first question is, which particular position, players that are or should we consider in the next window or the windows hereafter, and what position? So look, the best way to answer this is let's look at it from the back, and we'll progress towards the front. So let's start with the goalkeeper. We've got Mendy in. I don't think we will probably entertain another keeper, to be honest, guys. We've got Peter Cech, Lolichon. They've been talking about how Mendy is actually going to be a long-term goalkeeper for us. Look, time will tell, but from the first couple of games that we've seen from Mendy, he seems like a very solid goalkeeper. Then you've got the whole Kepa situation as well, which is a bit of a mess at the moment. I don't know how easy it's going to be for us to get rid of Kepa. So I don't see any movement happening in goalkeeper situation unless Mendy has an absolute shocker of a season with us. So let's now look at the right back situation. Look, right back, I think it's going to be Reece James down the track, and Azpilicueta still has quite a few more years left in his tank. So I don't think there'll be any movement there. In the centre back, I think this is where we could possibly see someone come in. Thiago Silva is really a stopgap sort of situation for us. It's just for the short term. And whether he has a good season this season or not, I think down the track, maybe even next season, we'll probably look for someone who can completely solidify the situation. Whether if it means Zuma becomes that particular defender for us, that we hope that he becomes, the world-class defender, that time we'll see. But we could see a movement here. Obviously, we've got Tomori, Rudiger, Christensen. I think one of them will end up going very soon. So there could be a bit of movement there. So I expect something to happen. Probably not next window, but maybe in the next summer, something could happen. Left back, guys, honestly, I don't think anything will happen. Chilwell's got that covered. Then we've got Martin, who's playing now from a youth team, who's also a very, very good left back. So that position is sorted. I think Alonso and Emerson will go. In midfield, I think we could see certain movements. Kante, I don't know how many more years he's probably got left. Jorginho is in and out. There's been rumours that he was touted to be out in this summer window. So I think there could be some movement here. Ruben Loftus-Cheek's gone on loan. Ross Barkley's gone on loan. So something definitely is brewing in this situation. So, watch this space. I think, as the question says, you can't talk about Declan Rice, but this is probably a place where, Declan Rice could make a, introduction, or it could even be some other midfielder. So something could happen in this spot right here. Up front, to be honest, guys, I can't see any movement. You got Ziyech, you got Werner, you got Kai Havertz, and you got Tammy Abraham. I think we're quite covered up front. If anything, maybe down the track, well, we've got Callum Hudson-Odoi as well, so that's another superstar hopefully in making. If anything, I think Oliver Giroud leaving, this will probably be his last season for Oliver Giroud, so there could be a space for maybe another striker, maybe another winger, maybe someone who's a bit more versatile, we could invest on. So that's another position that we could go for. So look, these are some of the players, positions that I think. I don't really have a specific player that in my mind at the moment. It's all speculation, but these are the positions that I think could be in contention for the upcoming window or even in the summer window. So guys, hopefully I've answered all of your questions as much as I could. I will hold another video where I talk about the remainder of the questions. But yeah, guys, if you've enjoyed this video, smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. And thank you so much to everyone to get me to 2,000 subscribers. That was fantastic. Thank you heaps. And yeah, until next time, see ya.